Could this be it? Could 2024 finally be the year where Fat Shark gets it together and fixes Darktide? Well, the community post that Catfish just dropped a couple hours ago is certainly very encouraging. In it, they mention a lot of things that they're going to be working on throughout the year, and of course, the biggest one is that they finally address the whole itemization situation. I'm sure I don't need to repeat it. If you're watching this, you probably know, either because you have to experience this itemization system all the time, or because you simply quit the game because of said itemization system. But it's not very good. It's a little bit of a frustration generator that is there for you to waste as much time as humanly possible and still be nowhere near the thing that you wanted. And what Catfish announced is very good. They specifically mention that their new system will aim to remove a lot of the unpredictable grind that came from an RNG heavy system. And they directly say that they want us to have more agency and a steady manner to progress towards specific things like, loadouts, blessings, stat refinements. This is great. This is actually fantastic. I'm a bit high on the hopium, okay? But even without hearing exactly what the new system is going to be like, this is a fantastic thing. This is exactly what everyone wanted. We just wanted a way to have a way to progress towards something. Like, let's say I want a Combat Blade 6, and I wanted to have, Flak, Unyielding as perks, and then I wanted to have Precognition and Mercy Killer as a blessing. I don't have a way to chase that right now at all. I'm just going to be upgrading the knife, and I have to pray that I get one of the two perks that I want, and one of the two blessings that I want. And yeah, that could... I could get it immediately, streamer luck, or I could get it after, potentially, hundreds of hours worth of grind. But this is good. This is good. This is great. This is exactly what everybody wanted. And the rest of the post is also talking about things that I really like. They mentioned that their first update, which I don't know why your first update wouldn't be the crafting system, but I don't know, whatever. The first update is apparently going to focus on a revamp of the penance system, which is actually, in my mind, a really big deal. They're talking about adding many additional rewards and a completely new way to earn them, and I really like that, because in my mind, especially in a Warhammer game, it's never a good thing to have your long-term aspirational content progression grind to be gameplay related, because all you're doing is locking players away from cool toys they want to play with and ways to experiment with said toys, which, don't take that out of context, okay? And so how do you deliver this experience of grinding for stuff long term? Well, you give people cool cosmetics to chase. Darktide does not have that. We have 2 penance sets per character, and they're not super great. The vast majority of the customization visually is from the premium cosmetic shop that is constantly selling you recolors, that uses a premium currency, so you just always have a little bit left over. It's not great. And I would love for the game to shift its long-term grind from the frustration generator pulling the lever on the slot machine to getting drip, because drip is cool. So this is actually a much bigger deal than you would think. I really like this. This is really nice. But there's more. Catfish said that this is not their full plan for 2024, and they will be adding new elements to Darktide throughout the year, which is good. And that this would include new missions, new enemies, new weapons, new conditions, and new features alongside balance updates, quality of life additions, and some other surprises. It's very vague, but I like it. They specifically said new weapons and not new weapon marks, which I like. This is good. There is one thing I am not entirely positive on, and that is new conditions. There's one big problem with the game that they did not address in this community post, which is that we don't have a way to select our own missions. And that means that if the new condition they add is good and fun and nice, like Monster Specialist, and I want to play it, I have to roll the dice once per hour to see if I get the new condition, let alone on a map that I like, and that's not great. Or I have to use the website that Grimmelite made, that is hosted on a really, really terrible laptop in my kitchen that hosts all of the mission IDs for every mission. In case you don't know, missions stay active for 24 hours after they disappear off the mission board. And if you have a mod called ManyMoreTry, you can copy and paste this mission ID into your game, and you can replay those missions as much as you want for 24 hours, and then they become inaccessible. This is about as degenerate as it sounds, and I would really, really finally like to be able to select my missions in Darktide, because this is cool. It sucks. It really sucks, and I don't like that there's no specific mentions of improvements to mission selection. Although, if you're really high on the hopium, which I may be, surely, mission selection agency is could be included in new features or quality of life stuff. I don't know. I really don't know. Either way, map tangent aside, this is fantastic news. I'm really glad that it's finally being addressed, and it's being addressed in such a specific way. I'm glad they didn't just go, yeah, we're gonna be doing refinements to our item system, and that's it. They specifically say it's an overhaul. They specifically mention that they want something that allows for steady progress towards something, and that is fantastic. And that is all I ever wanted. Okay. Now, the game is, unfortunately, still completely broken. Take a swing still doesn't work. And spawning, unlike what they've said in their latest hotfix, is still busted. And this is where you come in. If you have any clips of any events that are not spawning anything, not because of intensity, in case you didn't know, the game has a hidden mechanic called intensity, and when things happen, like players dying, it will pause spawning. So, if you're in an event and no one has died, nothing is going on, and no hordes are spawning, you can check out the link in the pinned comment so that you can post your clip and potentially help Fetchuk fix this problem, because I have a suspicion that this problem is on a map-per-map basis. I've seen some maps never break. A complex middle event has played normally every single time, and some events like Consignment Yard Middle will occasionally just spawn nothing for extended periods of time, except for like one pack of groaners. Exciting. And the end event on Consignment Yard will very often fail to spawn the traditional elite wave that spawns during it. And, yeah. Not cool. Not cool. When you take the tide out of the Darktide, it's not great. Okay. Anyway, really happy about this community post. I'm very chipper. I hope you have a wonderful day, and I hope they fix Take a Swing and spawning. Goodbye.